Okay, so welcome to Highly SaaS. Now, in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can create a form in Google Forms, collect some information, and then send the information over to a tool like Notion. Right? So in Notion itself, you can then reorganize the information, track it, and create a database, and then share the database differently to different people. Okay, so if your idea of say using a Google form is to collect some data and then store it in Google Sheets, and then later on you can export it in a CSV file. If that's your idea of collecting data and making use of it, then this video is not for you. However, if you want to know how you can take this data, right, and then create maybe like a CRM, right, where you can perhaps organize this data and track, say for example, the your user's journey, right, in your sales pipeline, then this video is for you. Now, the way we're going to do this is that we're going to use this tool called Pabbly Connect to send the information from Google Forms to Notion. Now, by default, what happens is this, right? Every time you create a Google form and you give it to some people and they send you the information is pushed, right, directly to Google Sheets. So that's where they deposit the data. So essentially what we are doing is we are using a webhook URL to connect Google Sheets to, say in this case, a table in Notion, right? So Google Sheets to a table in Notion, and then you can manipulate the table, right? So let's get started, right? Let's see how we can make the connection. So to begin, you will need to go to, let me see, right? You will need to go to here, right? Pabbly Connect. So just if you don't have an account ready, whether free or paid, just go to Google and search for Pabbly Connect. So and then once you land on this page, you click on this green button and sign up. So once you finish verification and your registration, right, and you can log in, you would you would see this, okay? Then you click on this access now, and it should bring you to this page, okay? So let me show you. Yeah, it should bring you to this page, right? So I'm going to close this tab. We don't need this anymore. And then this one as well, we don't need this anymore. Now, just for information, Pabbly, they do have other tools right here, but we're just interested in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so let's close this tab also. We don't need this. Now, there's a short introductory video. We don't need this either. Okay, so by default, every month you are allocated 100 tasks, right? So because this is for demo purposes, we can use this. It's not a very big deal. And if you are just using it for practice, you can also use this, right? You don't need to sign up for a paid account yet. But if you like this tool, by all means. Okay, so to begin, we need to create a workflow. So over here, let's name the workflow. Let's call it Pabbly, or rather, let's call it how about okay, form and the Notion. Okay, so let's create this. So the first thing you do is just search for Google Forms. So you can see it here, it's right at the top. But if you don't see it, you can always type Google Forms here. All right, so from here, pick a trigger. There's only one. So new response in spreadsheet. So what this means is that when someone enter the information in Google Form, in your Google Form, then the information is pushed to your Google spreadsheet or Google Sheet, and then from there it will trigger off an action, and then the action is to deposit the data in Notion. Right. So you're given this here, which is a URL, right? So it's called a webhook URL. So think of it as like a kind of like telephone line between two operators. So you need this to connect this so-called application to this other application. So let's see how we can apply this. So we're going to copy this, right? And we're going to paste it somewhere. So where are we going to copy this? We're going to copy this and paste this in the, well, we're going to paste this in Google Sheet, okay? So to begin, we have to create a form in the, let me see. Okay, so just give me a minute, right? Okay, right. So we have to create a Google form first. So log into your Gmail, click on this here and scroll all the way to the bottom to, and just click on it and it should bring you to Google Forms, okay? So over here, just add a new blank form. So we're going to do everything from scratch. Then let's name the form first. So call it form Notion. All right, so, okay. Now click on this so that it's updated. Now, Google is very smart, right? The form, once you type in something here, it will detect and it will tell you what are the form fields. If not, you can always, choose from here if the wrong one is selected. So when I type in name, you see what happens. It changed to a short answer. And then the next one is email. Again, the same thing will happen. It will change. Okay, so and then we have the phone. And finally, we have the message. Now, you can create any forms you want. We just want a simple form. So this is not text, this is a paragraph, and it's for a long answer text. So with this, okay, we can now just click preview to have a look. Okay. So the next thing is click on responses. And like I mentioned earlier, when you create a form, the information is deposited in a spreadsheet. How do you locate a spreadsheet? Just click on this, and then you can say create a new spreadsheet, and it's also same name, form Notion. Okay, so you should see this, right? Name, email, phone, message. Okay, so the next thing for us to do is to go, okay, set up our Pabbly Connect. So I've already done so, but let's remove this and redo this so that you have an idea what we are up against. So let's uninstall this. Okay, and it's also good practice to log out, right? Okay, so just make sure that you are logged into, just one Google account. This would ensure maximum success. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take this off screen while I log off, and then I log in again. Yeah, because I don't want to edit the part where I have to okay, so with this here, just give me a sec. Okay, let's go back to Google Sheets. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, right here. So let me go back to the form itself, right? Sorry, the sheets. So you can see that I've only got one account, right? So this one I can remove this, right? That is logged in. So sometimes if you have multiple accounts, right, it will interfere with what you're trying to do on the Google Sheets. So from experience, it's best to just log into one if you have multiple accounts. Okay, so what you need to do is just go to the tab above, click on add-ons, then get add-ons. Okay, so from here you can type, okay, Pabbly. You only have two, click on one. and choose this, install, continue. Okay, make sure you choose the correct account and then give it permission. And then finally, click the done button. Okay, so now then you go back to add-on and check. Okay, so if you see this, if you click on this, right, you cannot get anything done, but don't panic. Since it's installed, okay, what you need to do is basically just refresh this. Okay, so just give it a minute. Okay, so now we have to set up the webhook. Okay, so once you click on this, you would see this and this. So this is where you insert the telephone line, and then this one is the trigger column. So yeah, you have to look for it. It's basically the last, say, the custom field that you require a response for. Okay, so let me close this and let me show you what I mean. So this is A, B, C, D, E. So this is the E column. So at the end of this, right, when the user types in the message, right, then this is where the trigger will start. Okay, so there's something we need to do before this. We have to um, put in, right, fill in the form and put in some data over here so that we can send the data to Pabbly itself. Okay, okay, so this, yeah, okay, right, so let's try this, right? So this is, maybe let's call it tester one. So testmail.com, and the answer is 1111, and the message is this is test. So let's submit this. Almost immediately, you should expect the answer to, sorry, the responses to be deposited here. So, okay, so let's leave this alone. All right, so from here, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay, so from here, we click on this add-on. Okay, so let's do the initial setup. Okay, so we have to go look for the telephone line and paste it in here. Okay, so let's do this, right? So you can see that nothing's being triggered. So the moment you copy and paste this, right, the Pabbly itself would capture the webhook response, right, as the data is being sent over, all right, or the info is being sent over. So let's copy this. So once you click, you see it's automated, right? So they're just waiting for the webhook response. So then just paste this inside here. Again, we got to fill in, this is column E. Of course, you can change to a different trigger if you want to, right? But then this is where we want at the end of the form submission, right? So let's send a test. So it says successful, right? So why is it successful? Now let's look over here. It says, there you go. This is what we entered just now. So the connection is successful. So let's submit this. Okay, so there's one more thing we need to do here. Just go to the add-on, okay, and click on this send on event. Okay, so it means every time someone fills in the form, hits the submit button, and then this part is populated, it will serve as a trigger, right? So, okay, so let's move this away. Okay, and okay, so we're done for the first part. We have already configured Google Forms successfully. We have already made half the connection. So this to this is successful, right? So I can give it a green tick. And then now we need to do this portion. Okay, so let's click on this. Right, so over here, we need to look for Notion. There you go. So if you don't have an account, you can sign up for a free account. For our purpose, you do not need a paid account. A free one is fine. So okay, so let's name this. Let's name this form Notion, and we need to create a table. So this is from the dashboard itself, right? So let's create a table. Okay, inline, and then let's call it a. Let's give it a name. Form one, or let's call it public one. Okay, so and let's create the table. So you have a name. This one will be email. So it should reflect what we created early on over the other side. And then this would be phone, right? So this should reflect exactly right what we created in Google Forms, just to match, right, and not confuse Pabbly. So once we're done with this, what do we do? Okay, we need to do a few things, right? So the first one is to click on this and click on open as a page. Okay, so this is the first step. So you would see this changing, right? Then the second thing is to click on share and make it public, share it to the web. And then the third thing is we need to click on this and invite. Okay. Full access, no, we just need to invite. Okay, so currently there's nothing, right? So don't worry about it. We can leave it here for now, right? So just make sure you do these two things first. Just now, if you click on this and then and then view as page, and then you can come over here, unlock this. Okay, link option, we can leave it. Don't allow people to duplicate, and then come over here. So you would only see this because there's nothing, right? We need to do something else. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is come over here, click on settings and members. Okay, set up the integration, right? So develop your own integrations over here. Now we can click on this, and then we can click maybe Pabbly. No, Pabbly. Okay, maybe just Pabbly Notion or something. Okay, so this is the token that we need. Okay, so I will leave it here for the time being. So let me show you what it means. Okay, now we are back at Pabbly, right? So we're trying to connect this, right, to this. So complete the telephone line. So the first thing we do is we click on this. So when someone fills in a form, that's the trigger. We want the resulting actions to create a page. Okay, so we're going to click connect. So this is going to be a new connection. Okay, going to be a new connection, and then let's give it a name. This maybe just call it new connection. It's called Pabbly Notion. Okay, we're going to save this. So the instruction here you can follow is basically the same thing. Now we need a token, right? So to complete this connection, so where can we find a token? So early on over here, when we create own integrations, we fill in, then we got a token. So this is the token, see, internal integration token. So click on show, copy this, go back, and then paste inside, and then save. Okay. So once we have done so, okay, so let's go back to this, right? This is called Pabbly one. So let's leave it. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, now it says invalid API data. So why? So earlier on there was a step we didn't complete, right? So to come back here, so once you make the connection, right, if you click on invite, you would see a new entity here, right? So it says Pabbly Notion, so shared with workspace. So once you click on this and you click invite, okay, it's complete. So first share the view as page, right? Then you have to share the web, then you have to invite here, okay, then click on, oh no, we don't want this, okay, this guy, yes, okay, so we just want to include this one only. And then now if you go back to Pabbly, let's see what happens. Let's do a refresh. Yeah, you should see this, right? So it's Pabbly 1. So where's Pabbly 1? Yeah, there you go. This is the table that we want to connect to. So success is imminent, right? So we are done with this. So now we need to map. Okay, so to map, we can just click on this, and we're trying to click on the Google Forms, and then we're going to say, okay, I want to connect, map this to this. Okay, how about email? Same thing. This to this. Then how about this? Okay. So there's one more. The name. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So just do it slowly. So you only need to do it once. So phone to phone, message to message, email to email, and name to name. So once you're done with this, you can click save and send test request. And if you do it correctly, it should send the information into your Notion. Okay, so let's tidy this up. Okay, so once we're done with this, we can save this. So it says successful, right? So let's go to the dashboard. Okay, so this is the workflow. We have completed the connection. So 100 tasks allocated monthly. Okay, so we have 89 remaining. So let's test this out. Okay, so there's only one entry here. So let's go back to our form and submit NR response. So this is let's call it post Pabbly Connect. Okay, so post. You enter anything you want, right? So this is a test. Okay, and we click submit. Now if you do it right, you should see the result here. Okay, so let me do one more. Okay, so I'm going to hit the submit button, and you can see it's almost immediate. There you go. Okay, so then we can tidy this a little bit. Okay, so this is how you connect your Google Forms to Notion. Okay, so earlier on I talked about Notion being a database tool, right? So let me show you very quickly what you can do in Notion. So from here you can add a view. So we want to add a Kanban board, right? So click create. Okay, so you can see all these things. So maybe you want to go with maybe just browsing. So this one interested, and this is a confirm buy. Okay, so let's say someone browsing. Okay, so let's say someone is interested in something that you are selling, right? So when you have the say you ask them to fill in a form, and then from there you can manage right? Their journey. So let's say this fella is just browsing, you can just pull it. And then this is kind of interested, but this one will buy definitely, right? Then you can prioritize them and follow up with them accordingly, right? So then you can always manipulate the data or manage the data. Then from here, you can always, yeah. So when you pull it back, you will be able to see all these things. And then you can always filter, and you can say, I want to add a filter. Okay, and I say I want to only look at status is confirmed by. Okay, so let's say you've got a list of 100 people, you can then now filter, and then you can say, okay, I'm going to follow up with these people first. So using a filter, you can quickly sort out like who is important and urgent versus who is just important but not urgent, or urgent but not important, right? And it becomes a CRM, okay, for you. So this is the advantage over just a regular, CSV file, okay, or just Google Sheets. Of course, I think you can do that in Excel and Google Sheets, just that, it's much easier when you're using Pabbly. And of course, you can now, share the database very quickly. Okay, so I hope you learned something today. This is Highly SAAS, and if you enjoy videos like this, so please give it a like, subscribe and share. All right, so if you know someone who could use a video like this, share it, subscribe to get more videos like this. And if you like this, it would help me to rig the algorithms and reach out to more people, okay, who could benefit from this. So till the next video, take care. Okay, goodbye.